Hey beautiful, I hope you're doing amazing today, drinking plenty of water and getting some rest, because today you and Queen Zani are going to talk about some good updates that are coming in version 2.7, and trust me, there's a lot to talk about. Also, in this video, I'm doing a Lunite sub giveaway. To enter, all you have to do is like this video and leave a comment. Let's start with the banners, because that's where the hype always begins. In the first half of version 2.7, we're expecting Galbrena and Lupa banners, with Sanhua, Mortefi, and Lumi joining as the featured 4 stars. Then, moving into the second half, we've got Qiuyuan and Queen Zani herself, alongside Yangyang, Taoqi, and Danjin as featured 4 stars. It really feels like the update is giving us 2 completely different styles to play with, which is always a good sign for team building. And I know, as soon as I said Galbrena and Qiuyuan, you wanted to know more, so let's break down why these 2 are so interesting. But before we dive in, just a quick heads up, this is early info, and some details might change when version 2.7 officially drops, so take everything with a grain of salt. First up, we have Galbrena. Galbrena is a 5-star fusion character who wields dual pistols as her weapon, and she's built to be a true main DPS. Her kit has a very high skill ceiling, packed with mechanics that revolve around heavy attack damage, echo skill, classified damage, and careful resource management. What really sets Galbrena apart is her dual form playstyle. In her base form, called Threshold State, she focuses on gathering resources. She builds up to 100 points of Sin Flame by hitting enemies with different attacks, while also recovering up to 40 points of Afterflame whenever nearby teammates use echo skills. Then, once she reaches 100 Sin Flame, she can cast her resonant skill, Ascend of Malice, to transform into her enhanced form, the Demon Hypostasis. In Demon Hypostasis, all Sin Flame converts into Purging Flame, which fuels her empowered attacks. Many of her abilities upgrade into stronger versions that deal increased fusion damage, often classified as heavy attack or echo skill damage. This form massively boosts her damage output and lets her string together devastating combos, raining destruction with mid-air barrages and heavy-hitting sustained fire. Her intrinsic skills, such as Burning Drive and Oathbound Hunt, further amplify her power, stacking attack and damage multipliers to supercharge her output during her transformation. Because of how her kit works, Galbrena thrives in teams with quick swap supports who can consistently trigger echo skills to keep her Afterflame flowing. When paired with allies who boost heavy attack and echo skill damage, she becomes an unstoppable force on the battlefield, seamlessly chaining attacks and unleashing some of the highest sustained damage potential in the game. Then we have Qiuyuan. Qiuyuan is a 5-star arrow sword wielder who acts as an on-field main DPS with built-in team support. His gameplay centers around building and managing Swordster's soliloquy, a special gauge that transforms his normal combos into powerful Inkwash strikes. Once charged, he can enter Ink Splash of Mind, a special stance that lets him unleash 3 distinct finishing moves, to teach, to save, and to sacrifice, which deal heavy arrow damage, count as both heavy attacks and echo skills, and provide strong team-wide benefits. Through Bamboo's Shade, Qiuyuan converts high stacks of Swordster's soliloquy into a 30% echo skill damage bonus for the entire team, giving him excellent synergy with echo focus setups. His Resonant skill and Sundering Strike ultimate provide mobility, crowd control, and burst damage, while also increasing the team's crit damage based on his own crit rate. Altogether, Qiuyuan excels as a primary on-field damage dealer who cycles between building meter and unleashing powerful arrow combos, while amplifying his teammates' echo skills, making him a unique hybrid of sustained DPS and support. Put together, Galbrena and Qiuyuan show off 2 very different styles. Galbrena is all about raw, explosive damage and transformations, while Qiuyuan is about smooth combos and team-wide buffs. That's why version 2.7 feels so exciting. So, for which character are you excited the most? Let me know in the comments. Introducing LD Shop, one of the most reliable and secure top-up sites for Wuthering Waves. Now, you don't have to worry about top-up prices, because here, you'll get 22% off on a Strike top-ups sourced through official partners. And if you've spent over $80, you'll receive a free 30-day lunar subscription. Enjoy safe and fast delivery. Your Strike is credited in just 5 minutes. To top up, simply provide your in-game details, and that's it. Additionally, this site has a high rating on Trustpilot and is secured by PayPal and other professional payment platforms, so you don't have to worry about safety. To visit LD Shop, click the link in the description and comments. New players get an extra 15% off coupon, meaning you can enjoy a total discount of up to 37%. So join LD Shop now. Alright, now let's move on to something just as exciting. The new story content and maps coming in version 2.7. According to the info we got from Ruben, version 2.7 isn't just any update. It's actually wrapping up the main story arc of Wuthering Waves, the Renacida chapter, which already sounds huge. We're not just getting a couple of side quests, we're getting 2 full main quest acts right out of the gate. Phase 1 will drop Dawn Breaks on Dark Tides, and A Stranger in a Strange Land. Just the names alone sound epic, right? Here's how it breaks down. Dawn Breaks on Dark Tides is combining Acts 10 and 11 into a single main quest, which means Phase 1 is going to feel like a story binge session. Meanwhile, A Stranger in a Strange Land will act as an interlude in Phase 2, and from what we've heard, it's tied closely to Qiuyuan. So Phase 1 is all about this big double-act finale, and Phase 2 gives us a side story that digs into one of the new characters. If that sounded a bit confusing, here's the simple version. Dawn Breaks on Dark Tides contains Acts 10 and 11 together, which will be available in Phase 1, while A Stranger in a Strange Land is an interlude quest in Phase 2, tied to Qiuyuan. And of course, what's a major update without a new map to explore? Version 2.7 is bringing a whole new area, which means fresh scenery, new challenges, and yes, more exploration rewards. Every time they add a new map, it feels like the game opens up all over again, and this one's no different. Personally, I'm hyped for this. The end of a chapter, 2 big story acts, and a brand new map to uncover. Version 2.7 is shaping up to be one of the most exciting updates yet. But what about you? Are you just as excited as I am? Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm curious to see how many of you are already planning your exploration routes. Alright, now let's dive into the new echoes and bosses coming in version 2.7. First up, the bosses. We're getting a brand new boss in tactical hologram called Lioness of Glory. Alongside that, there's Arsenosa hologram, another challenge for high-level players. And yes, there's one more boss in the update, but that one's still a spoiler, so I'll keep it under wraps for now. Moving on to echoes. Version 2.7 is bringing a lot of fresh options that are going to shake up team comps. The first one is Reminiscence. Trinodia Leviathan. This echo summons a collapsing horizon, which hits nearby enemies twice for 131.04% havoc damage, and gives you the core collapse for 15 seconds. While the core lasts, it deals 24.57% havoc damage whenever the active resonator in your team deals damage. This can trigger once every 0.5 seconds, up to 8 times, and enemies with Havoc Bane take double damage from this effect. On top of that, the resonator with this echo in the main slot gets a 12% havoc damage bonus and 12% resonance liberation damage bonus, and the whole set has a 25-second cooldown. What's even cooler is that this echo will use a new Sonata effect called Flamewing Shadow, which is also being introduced in 2.7. It's looking like this update is really pushing new mechanics and ways to play. I'm so excited to try it out. And if we talk about Flamewing Shadow, it's a 3-piece set that's all about synergy between heavy attacks and echo skills. When you deal echo skill damage, your heavy attack crit rate goes up by 20% for 6 seconds. And when you deal heavy attack damage, your echo skill crit rate also goes up by 20% for 6 seconds. The real kicker is that when both effects are active at the same time, you gain a 16% fusion damage bonus. It's a really good set for Galbrena. Then we've got Nightmare Virid Blaze Saurian, Baby Virid Blaze Saurian, and Baby Rose Shroom, all adding more challenges and rewards for farming and exploration. And if you thought that was enough, version 2.7 will also bring a new weekly challenge, Cinder Night Apocalypse, which looks like it's going to test even the most prepared players. So yeah, between all the new bosses, echoes, and that weekly challenge, there's a ton to look forward to in version 2.7. Alright, now let's talk about version 2.7 events, because this is where a lot of us are going to get our ass right. And we all know how important that is. The first big one is a special event called Lament Recon, Solaris Soldier. This one's pretty interesting, because it's a combat simulation event. Instead of a regular quest or boss fight, it's more like stepping into a tactical training exercise inside a holographic world. You pick a resonator, your device companion, and guide them through waves of enemies using simulated weapons. As you fight, you earn enhancement modules, which let you power up your resonator or improve their weapons. The goal is simple: survive each wave while upgrading all available gear. Even if you miss any rewards during a wave, they'll stay in your mail for 30 days, so nothing gets lost. Then we have another event called the wuwa Planning Melting Ice event. It is all about helping Ma Ji launch his new project, the wuwa ice drink. Here, your job is to complete daily tasks to earn wuwa postage coins. These coins act like a special currency that you can use to get Jizawil, special mail from wuwa logistics, which can include various rewards. Every time you spend a wuwa postage coin, you'll receive a random special mail called Help the Wu. The special mails are organized into 3 rounds of inventory, and you unlock the next round only after collecting all mails in the current one. There's also a chance to draw the Wu Shanda special delivery service, which will automatically give you all mails in the current inventory. By the end of the event, any unused wuwa postage coins or stamps will be recycled, and the event-related activities will close. It's a fun, task-driven event where completing daily goals gradually earns you rewards while helping Ma Ji save his project. Then we have the Frontiers of Meteorological Edge of Qiuyuan event. During the event, you travel to different regions and activate devices to trigger challenges. Once a challenge begins, your goal is to collect as much detection data as possible before time runs out or you reach the endpoint. The more data you gather, the better the rewards you'll receive. The challenge also includes various modules, and using them strategically can help you gather data faster. Alright, after these, version 2.7 is also bringing a few other fun events. First up is Sorrowful Action Soldier Sora. The idea here is that the Black Shoes and Renasita are working together to prevent future sea erosion phenomena, similar to the Black Tide. They set up a panoramic simulation device, and your job, along with your trusted partners, is to help test this special exercise. For participating, you'll earn 800 Astrides and 1 sigil, which is a solid reward for a relatively short event. Next, we have Freeze Silver Light and Shadow, also known as the Title Image Special Project, Resonator Battle Chapter. This one is pretty creative. You're basically taking snapshots of your resonators in action to capture the most impressive moments of their battles. Each day, you'll get different frozen challenges. These challenges have a simple mode and a hard mode. Completing the simple mode unlocks both the hard mode for the current challenge and the simple mode for the next challenge. Your goal is to capture key moments of their actions during battle. Once you hit the designated shots, you complete the challenge and earn rewards. After passing simple mode, you unlock free mode, where you can freely choose which resonator to photograph and use the time slow prop to freeze action, making it easier to capture the perfect shot. Once in free mode, the time slow effect doesn't trigger automatically, but you can still use the prop whenever you need it. Finally, there's the Combat Photo Shoot event, which works on the same principle, taking snapshots of your characters while they perform specific actions. For example, you might need to capture Qiuyuan while he's drinking or performing a skill. Completing these challenges rewards up to 400 Astrides, plus enhancement materials. And finally, version 2.7 will also have a sign-in activity in Phase 2. It's super simple. All you have to do is log in for 7 days, and you'll get 300 Astrides, along with some other rewards. It's a nice little bonus for staying active in the game, and even if you're busy. Alright, finally, let's go over the quality of life updates in version 2.7. These are the little things that make the game way more convenient and enjoyable to play, and there's actually quite a few. First up, we have the new eye protection mode. This adjusts the screen display for both the interface and in-game scenes, so your eyes don't get strained during long play sessions. You've got 3 options: low light, bright light, and custom. Custom mode is pretty neat because it lets you manually adjust color temperature, intensity, brightness, and texture strength. Just a heads up though, eye protection mode will temporarily turn off during summons and story cutscenes. Next, there's a new terminal skin for Rover. Right now, the terminal of the Fraxidus isn't available, but once it is, you'll be able to swap Rover's terminal skin after unlocking new appearances. A few other updates make life easier. Certain game modes like Cycles of Whimpering, Wastes, Tower of Adversity, and Fantasies of the Thousand Gateways have been updated. There's now a Resonator Upgrade Planner, which auto-generates upgrade paths based on the resonators you own, perfect for planning your team efficiently. Basically, it manages and plans upgrades for your characters, their weapons, echoes, and skills. It shows you what materials are needed for each upgrade, highlights bottlenecks like limited items, and even gives recommendations for the best weapons, echoes, and builds for each character. The planner also lets you upgrade skills or equip items directly from the interface, making it much faster and easier to optimize your team without guessing or switching menus. There's also a Return to World button, which gives you quick access back to the overworld without multiple clicks, and a quick return feature to exit all UI layouts in one go instead of clicking X a couple of times. For character development, version 2.7 adds a new Resonator training program system. Here, you can quickly track the cultivation progress of your characters, weapons, echoes, and skills. It also shows recommended builds, material sources, and even suggested team combinations. Basically everything you need to optimize your roster in one place. Oh, and now you can change the main stat directly from the Echo upgrade menu, which is super convenient. Hardcore players will also enjoy the Trail of Hardship, which is essentially a hard mode for certain main quest battles. Once unlocked, you'll face tougher enemies marked with special icons. You can toggle Trail of Hardship on or off in settings. They've also added a journey log to track your quest history, which might let you rewatch story scenes and cutscenes. Perfect for anyone who wants to revisit the story without replaying missions. And on top of that, small UI touches like showing your Lunite count alongside a stripe make resource tracking just a little easier. All in all, these QL updates might seem small individually, but together they make playing the game much smoother, more organized, and more enjoyable. So, that's everything I've got for version 2.7 so far. Of course, if I get any more info, or if anything changes, I'll update you guys instantly. And hey, if you've watched all the way to the end, you're an absolute legend.